Subtitles. Welcome to this thrilling movie. Are you all set for some heart-pounding moments? People in the elevator were fighting over the escape like it was the last slice of pizza, while the boy held his mom's hand trying to save her. The little girl realized something was off and hurriedly called her friends to run, only to find the others frozen like deer in headlights. At that moment, Curly and his crew witnessed this scene, as three little girls and the others in the elevator seemed trapped. Instantly, they died in the elevator shaft, making the building a dark comedy with a tragedy on each floor. But luckily, the boy's dad survived this chaos with just a few scratches, becoming the sole survivor. The police questioned him as if they were asking about his dinner preferences, and as night fell, things got weirder. The little boy went out to take out the trash and found the trash chute door stuck as if possessed by a ghost. He figured the devil was playing a prank, so he took a stick to poke the trash down, but as soon as he leaned in, disaster struck. Subtitles. Sire, why sat on the ground, gasping for breath desperately, just like a marathon runner who had just completed the race. Then came the booming sounds from inside the door, and he focused entirely on the chute. Subtitles. A strange noise sounded from behind, and he hurriedly dashed home without even putting on his shoes. Turns out, Zaya's dad perished in this disaster, turning the home into a tragic show. Meanwhile, after confirming her dad was okay, Dame dragged her trash to the hallway, only to find all the doors on the 7th floor wide open. A couple of quirky young folks were talking to the air, while some bizarre-looking old folks stood nearby. There's a middle-aged man reflecting, as if knowing Dame would pass by. Witnessing all this, Dame panicked and decided to toss her trash and make a run for it. Just as she was about to leave, she noticed her neighbors standing at their doors, staring at her like she was a sideshow. This scene sent shivers down Dame's spine, but fortunately, they soon returned to their rooms. Tiptoeing back down the same path, Dame noticed the room looked normal again. The man stopped talking to himself and watched TV normally, while the bearded man opened his magazine after years of effort. Since investigating the observatory case, the sheriff's health had been failing day by day, becoming more unhinged. Ultimately, he chose to end his own life, which naturally fell on the bearded guy who learned about these bizarre cases from the sheriff's belongings. The sheriff left the only artifact to the bearded guy, who then learned about the observatory's changes over the years from photos. No wonder no progress was made. The observatory was rebuilt into an apartment. That night, it suddenly poured down rain, and the bearded guy realized something big was about to happen. He wanted to drive to the building to stop it, but the driver refused when he heard the destination. It was baffling. A man beside told him that the elevator in that building had an accident and many residents tragically lost their lives. After hearing that, the bearded guy realized he was too late, like a wave that had just woken up. The building's low-lying, most fled early from rain floods, leaving the unfortunate unburied. The bodies could only be temporarily stored in their respective homes. Then the scene switched to the solitary girl Kirihira, who was listening to the radio. The radio unexpectedly played her deceased mother's voice. After it stopped, Kirihira felt a sobbing sound from the room. She searched around and looked up, only to see herself in a bizarre position, sprawled across the ward. Opening the door, she met Dame's brother Kang, who also felt mutual attraction. Kang was there to remind Kirihira to close the windows and doors because a storm was coming and many residents had evacuated. Terrified, Kirihira handed the radio to Kang, asking him to toss it while leaving. After shutting the door, Kirihira recalled the bizarre occurrences and thought she must have been seeing things. Kang couldn't figure it out, but he followed Kirihira's advice and tossed the radio. After Zaya's mother died, Dame started caring for her. The scene switches to the girl in the elevator. Her father lost his life in the accident, and Curly and the gang came to help her family. They even made dinner, but just as they were discussing next steps, the building suddenly lost power. As they lit a lighter for light, strange noises echoed through the hallway, and they bravely went downstairs to check. They discovered that the flood had submerged the first floor, which was why the power was out. After they left, Nina lit an oil lamp, and while she was clearing the plates, she heard noises from the hallway again. Cautiously, she carefully examined the hallway and noticed a figure at the far end, just as a lightning bolt struck. Subtitles: The figure splits into three. A scream cut through the night. She recognized the girls killed by the elevator. A stone slab suddenly slid beneath her feet, and in a state of panic, she quickly turned to run away, only to discover the door wouldn't open at all. She called for her mother to open the door, but heard her mother's voice coming from behind. Nina stepped into the elevator at her mother's call, not realizing the door shut suddenly. She quickly struck a match for light, but the deceased woman appeared beside her, and when the match went out, the elevator was engulfed in darkness. As she struck another match, the dead shadow vanished, and even the elevator disappeared.